So, anything you want to talk about before we?
I'm good. Just I'm good. I can't complain about a thing.
Okay. Sorry, allergy.
Mm.
I forgot it was spring break for kids today, so
It is?
life was so easy.
Oh,
Spring
so
break.
today's spring break?
Yeah.
Oh, you pay attention.
Oh, I can tell. I can definitely tell. I mean, yeah. It's like, wow. It took me a minute, like, why didn't I cry?
So VCU was out then.
I don't know about VCU.
I know they was out like 2 weeks ago.
VCU doesn't do Henrico County stuff.
Right.
I have no idea.
Yeah, because I got to go by the school. Okay.
Well, this is what, late March, right? When is this? Yeah, they really,
March.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they had it about 2-3 weeks ago, spring break.
Yeah, it's
Got to go by the technical department.
I guess parents, have to. I don't know what parents do. It's just hard. The hardest ones are when the kids get out early, or you know what I mean, that whole snow thing, and then they go early. That's why I think they call the day earlier, because it's like it's a pain to like call it. Kids are already there, and then call it because they got. I don't know. That's a pain when people have a half a day, or the kids have a half a day because the teacher.
I was in Alaska for 4 days. We never had a snow day. The snow used to be up tall as this building. My kids be outside playing. I go by the school out there playing in the snow pile, slide down. I'm like, what are they doing? But that's how they do in Alaska. So.
In Alaska.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, yeah.
It was totally different.
Yeah.
It's a different
It's just
beast.
another day, right?
Right, it's another day.
Yeah. All right. Vibrate. All right. So, let's see where we were. We had talked about we're preparing for MDR, and we don't jump in. If we did, some people are fine with it, some people aren't. I like to take precautions. So we had, what's your havening? Anything else on the havening? Just curious about the havening. If that, anything at all about that. Just kind of more of a curious thing about that.
No, did I
Anything.
experience anything?
Any thoughts, whatever.
No, it was, it's like pulling the Band-Aid off an old wound, that's all.
Okay. Well, when you talked about it and you were activated, I mean, it's like I said, this is the results I find. Now, sometimes it works for people, sometimes it doesn't. I've heard of other people who do MDR, and sometimes it's, glitchy for some people. And other people are like, oh my God, that was just like, totally great. It's weird like that. So the cool thing about EMDR, I think, is that there's a few different protocols. So if we did the first one, there's like 2 others that I've used with people when the first traditional one didn't take as well as we wanted to, or something like that. And then I had 2 others that we do like that. So what I guess what I'm asking is, what other kind of things in a regular day, are there any particular other triggers that you have that seem to set something off?
Number 1, the VA.
Oh yeah.
It's
just like, be specific, like,
It's perplexing. They'll call me, my phone will ring. We could be in here now, my phone will ring, right? Now it's say Department of VA. First thing to me is I get hyper vigilant, like, cause what are they calling me for now, Mr. Scoville, can you come in for an appointment? Well, I'm at an appointment. Could you wait till I finish? Or, and it's the same thing. Well, the paperwork you put in 5 years ago, we just made a decision on it. 5 years, what paperwork did I do 5 years ago? I have no clue. You know what I mean? Can you be more specific? It's not logical. Analytical thinking, I don't think some of the people who call don't have that. But I know they're going through some stress now because they don't know if they're going to get fired, they're going to have a job, whatever. But they've been doing this for years, 47 years to be exact. And they send you paperwork in the mail that I get, and I'm looking like, your claim is in line. We will get back to you as soon as we get to you.
Uh-huh.
I'm almost 68. I'm black. I'm supposed to not live this long. So you're supposed to have a ramp program.
68?
Yes, ma'am. You ought to see my bones, baby. About 40-some years ago, my bones was the that of an 80-year-old man in the military. From all the repeated injuries, the jumping out of planes, the tanks rolling over, all this, the Jeeps accidents. So I have a lot of stress to my skeletal system.
Okay.
And it hurts me sometimes real bad. So sometimes 3 days I'm just down and out. I can't do anything until I finally get back together. I have to go get cortisone and steroid shots mixed together to keep me going.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, man. I just came from getting a shot in Hopewell, where the doctor gave me surgery on my spine, where they gave this medicine and tell me to make me stop having the paralysis and numbness in my lower limbs. So I go through a lot of stuff, and then I have to pay for that out of my own pocket. I spent $7 grand already this year out of my pocket, even though I'm supposed to be getting it for free from the government. But they refuse to let me do the CARE program, which President Barack Obama signed in, and I'm supposed to be able to go. I'm service connected.
Who's president? Who? What?
Obama. It's called the CARE program, CARE.
CARE program.
Well, if you can't be seen by the VA in 30 days, they must let you go outside to another doctor.
Everybody wants that. Who doesn't want that? Everybody wants that.
Yeah.
I've never heard anything other than that.
What? The CARE program?
That from any, I haven't heard anything else.
But you can't get it unless the first requirement is they must not be able to see you within 30 days. Otherwise, you have to go to VA.
30 days.
So 30 days. Mine's been since January 2023. What's the day? Like March 31st, 2025?
Yeah.
Like 2 years later?
Yeah.
And I still haven't seen a doctor. So they always call me, and I said, why are you calling me? So that's one of the tricks.
And when it triggers, what happens?
Oh, I just, I have to breathe deep.
But what happens?
What, me?
Mm-hmm.
I just see all the bias, the prejudice, the inconsistencies in the application of the prescribed program for me as a veteran. And it bothers me a little.
But what happens when you're triggered? Is it just that you get frustrated and upset, or is there something else?
I have a whole lot of stuff going on. Like, why? I don't even want you calling me. I try, I'm trying to be a right person, decent, faith, and I have to stop and hold on for a moment. And I just let me call you back. I have to hang up sometime. I'll call you back. Because right now this is not.
Come through the phone.
Yeah. I can't think of a good word that'll be pleasant to say for them, but they do things that are they do things seem like to trigger you. I've already had an exposure to something else, and they're trying to re-injure me. That's what it seems like every time you talk to me.
I don't think anybody tries to do that. I mean, that.
I understand, but let me finish.
Okay.
I understand from your perspective. My perspective is of re-injury. If you've been injured before, I don't go to the doctor to get re-injured. I go to get some kind of help and treatment.
Yeah.
They don't have that psychological mentality at the VA to really because most people get a job, they're not really veterans. They just get them a job because they apply for the job.
Yeah.
So they have no concern about what I may have experienced, and they're coming from a different place.
Sure.
So when you're talking to me, don't talk to me as if I'm begging you for benefits that I earned by raising my hand.
Yeah.
So it becomes a totally different playing field. It's not one of those one. If you ever go to the VA sometime, just watch veterans going through the hallway, cursing, moaning like that person just, and it's universal. It's not just particularly to me. It's other people's work.
Yeah.
And I think they need to have a better. I used to work in the VA in cardiology, 2 years. They need to have a better approach to talking to people. Their tone.
Yeah.
I'm not begging you for anything. I'm coming for what I earned. Yeah. So if I didn't earn this, just tell me I won't come. But don't let me come and you just decide to just talk to me in any kind of way as if I'm beneath you. I'm not.
Okay.
So
when you get triggered, what do you exactly mean in terms of, what I'm trying to get to is, what do you, I hear what you feel and think in that moment, right? But is there anything in particular else that gets triggered? That's what I'm trying to get to, like a PTSD-ish kind of thing.
I just feel frustrated, violent. I feel anger. I feel emotionally. I don't want to feel like that.
Okay. Well, that makes sense to me, though. I mean, obviously, that's a normal reaction.
But I try not to have that in my life daily.
Yeah. But it makes perfect sense. Okay. Anything else that trigger? When I'm thinking of trigger, I'm thinking more of a PTSD kind of thing. Like you have an extra, you can tell you have more intrusive memories or flashbacks or other things that happen after getting triggered by things.
I don't know. Most of the time I don't even answer the phone. I just call back later just so I don't get to this point where I'm agitated. I could see me put my life on the line for my country, but yet my country is telling me the same constitution I was willing to fight for doesn't apply to me in getting basic things, not nothing major. And I just go to a place I'd rather not be to, and I try not to just, I just stay to myself. I don't even go to the VA if I don't have to. I prefer to spend my own money to stop me from getting to that.
Yeah, I hear it. Any other triggers as far as that you notice causes some other kind of particular symptom?
No, I try to stay in my house, so I only come out to come see you, go to church, and I'm back home. So I try to alleviate anything that's triggering me. I don't watch. I don't like to watch war. I don't look at the news, stuff like that. I try to try to reduce any triggers I might have.
So what would happen if you did just kind of go out like sort of normal, whatever that is? I don't even know what that is. But if you went out more, when you say I try to not go out more,
right?
What would happen if you just did whatever and you did go out?
Well, it's a chance. When I do go out, I'm mainly around people in the military who understand me or who have this. I'm not really a social person with non-military people because usually the people I'm with have a background like my background, or they understand what I'm going. They're more sympathetic, empathetic to whatever I might have coming out, which might know how to deal with me. Going outside to like other places, you have so much going on in the world now that is, going to Walmart is a journey. I used to go to Walmart late night, early in the morning, to prevent meeting crowds. And that my wife was doing the same thing. We would go at different times because I don't want to be around. It's not conducive to me having.
What happens though? That's what I'm trying to do.
I get a little angry, get a little upset.
Okay.
I'm trying not to say anything to get me confined to a mental institution.
But what is it about? Let's just take Walmart then. Walmart on a Saturday. What is that?
I don't go to Walmart on Saturday.
I know. That's what I'm asking. If you did, what happens? What keeps you from going on a Saturday?
People's attitudes, their behavior, their sense of entitlement, their treatment of you as if you don't belong. You're in their way while they're trying to get the last item when they got 1,000 items. It's just different. It's a different.
Is that what you notice?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm very observant. I mean, I can come in and.
How come? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm observant. I don't know if it's my culture, but I grew up in Walmarts. If you ever notice Walmarts, in most communities of color, they have police officer stations. You go anywhere else, they don't have them. Just look around. It's a different beast. And
Is Target different?
Well, Target, they don't have too many police officers over there. Well, right now there's a boycott going on for the last 3 months with Target. Right, and Walmart. So it's really not people there now. So if you want to go by the store, you can get in and get out. Before then, it's like first come, first serve. They're giving away something. That kind of atmosphere.
Okay.
The stores is, let's say October of last year.
I noticed that.
I'm observing.
I'm observing.
Now, you're observing in a different way. My observing was I look close to me, and I look far out, then I work my way back. That was my training. So I look around me. When I come in this office, I'm outside before anybody usually get here. I'm in the parking lot.
Okay.
I look around. I see the guy come do the snow removal when he was doing that. Put down the saw.
What time was that?
I'm here by 7:30, because I come from
what?
7:30. I'm here, then I go over to Burger King. I try to get early so I'm not late for my appointments. I always try to be on time. I go to Burger King, see the other 3 veterans from the military. We have a talk at Burger King in the morning time. 3 guys, they in a nursing home, but they come up there to eat Burger King.
No kidding.
I go speak to those guys. And if I come in, when I was coming to see Rebecca around 11, 12, I would do the same thing. I'm observed. I would go to Mission Barbecue and meet a lot of other veterans over there. And you know, I know most of the staff, most of the people's in the military. So that's my thing. But I'm looking around me to be observant about what's going on. So when I go to Walmart at the end of the store, I always look around me first to see if there's
people
anything.
are just doing their thing. They're just
Some
getting
people.
they're just getting their soup and their tweezers and their shampoo.
Some people, you know, lately they've had a lot of people in Walmart getting shot, getting hurt. Yeah, I don't know if you paid.
Oh, I haven't.
Over in Portsmouth, in Virginia Beach last year, a friend of mine, Antoinette, her son just graduated from the police academy. He was the first officer on the scene after getting out of the academy when the supervisor shot 5 people. The officer on the scene was my friend's son. So
No, I didn't even.
right. If you go online, look at Portsmouth, Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Supervisor of Walmart shot 5 people.
Oh, wait,
Then-
no, you know what? Maybe I did see something.
That's my friend's son. I just went to his wedding right before that.
Went to what?
His wedding. He just got married at
Oh.
Virginia Beach right before that. Right.
Okay.
So, you know, I try to be observant when I go around. Not that I'm looking at the news, but it comes to me. My phone, because in law school.
But what keeps you from going to not Target or
Walmart?
what's another store? Walgreens or I don't know.
I usually don't go to, I get all my prescriptions from the VA. They send them to me through the mail, so I don't have to go.
Okay, but you
Right.
gotta get groceries. You gotta get at
Yeah.
the store. Food Lion or.
If I go, you know what I'm saying, I get in and get out. You know, I'm one of those people.
But what are you afraid will happen?
No, I just don't want to get no confrontations, you know what I mean?
What are you worried about a confrontation? Because you're just in there to get your bread. What do you?
Okay. Sometimes you go to the store, anything can happen, you know, and I have to, right now, in law school, I can't have any interaction with the police officer or law enforcement till they finish giving me my license. So to prevent anything, I'm more cautionary.
So afterwards you can?
Yeah, I mean, then I want to get my license first. I don't want to spend all this money and not get a license.
Oh, okay.
All I had to do was send my last Virginia driver's record and my state of Florida driver's record. That's
Okay.
all they need to give me a license for bar. So I don't want any problem. I'm kind of precautionary, you know. I don't take people treat me any kind of way. I will say what I feel.
Okay.
You know, and
So you're worried somebody's gonna.
I don't want to get
something
pushed.
could happen to provoke
Yeah,
you to
anything.
say something.
Yeah, so I'm
And
trying
you're
to.
trying to do this to get your law degree.
Right.
And if we were sitting here and you already had your law degree, then what? I
Yeah.
mean, you can go to Walmart now and Kroger and wherever.
Well, I would go to the place I need to go. I'm really not a Kroger shopper. I'm just,
Well, I mean, just.
yeah, you know,
go to
quick.
the grocery store?
Huh? Yeah, I usually go to a fruit produce stand and get my vegetables. I go get my meat from a meat store. I get my water and stuff maybe from Walmart because it's more conducive than I go back home. I make a day of that once a month.
Once a month?
That's all I need. It's only me. I mean, my kids are gone. I don't have no kids. I have no wife.
Wow.
I'm home by myself, so, you know,
Once a month though.
that's all I
Things
need.
go bad,
Like what?
vegetables.
I don't eat a lot. Remember, I had 5 hernia surgeries on my stomach.
Yeah.
And I only can eat like 2 or 3 bites and I'm full. Yeah.
So you do that like throughout the day?
Yeah, I eat a little soup. I eat some vegetables with some blue cheese. I eat a chicken salad, something nice. And I don't eat a lot. I can eat twice a day sometimes. And I fast all during the week sometimes. So it's really not like I'm eating a lot.
Wow. Okay.
It helps my stomach because if I eat a lot of stuff, it hurts me.
I got you.
You know.
So the main reason, so you're not provoked and nothing happens,
Mm-hmm.
and then the police come and whatever.
Can't have no interaction with the police. You must report everything to the California bar.
Okay.
Then it's a problem about you tomorrow, character thing, and you know, it's
But
you know,
if you had your degree right or whatever, your license right now, that would be different?
it'd probably still be the same. I like how I got it. You know, I've had a lot of incidents in my past that was not because of me, because someone else would do something to me or someone I'm with. So to prevent me from being defensive or offensive person, I just remove myself from certain situations. I just prefer not to be around certain things.
And is that more of a military thing that you're worried about getting crazy, you know, like, or is it more of a personal thing?
Both.
Okay.
I don't bother people, Miss Valerie, but I
Yeah.
don't want to be bothered either.
Okay. Did this happen after, when did you go in the military?
75.
No, I mean, how old were you?
17.
That's what I thought. Okay, so never mind. There was not a, there's not a pre-military adult life. It was 17 you went in, and so you didn't have a pre-military life as an adult. You didn't.
No.
Right.
I went to
Right.
the University of Florida on a scholarship. The military came, showed me how to jump out of a plane. I was hooked. I was
Yeah.
like, I dropped out of school. My
Yeah.
mom lost her mind. She tried to find me. I was gone for a couple of years overseas. And so from 17 to 24, I was high octane, getting shot
Okay.
at, shooting at people, that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right, well, what I was trying to do is I was trying to understand any triggers so that I know.
How to bring you back from the dark time.
Just kinda, but when you say triggered by the VA, you're really talking about, in my opinion, normal reaction.
But mine is 10
normal
times.
agitation, normal anger
Now,
that anybody would have.
multiply that by 10. They are so obstinate, so mean, surly. They are so
You
arbitrary.
ever report people?
Yeah, you can report them. There's nothing gonna happen. They just treat you bad when you come again. You know what I mean? So it's not that they really don't have a good quality control with the office of the Inspector General that you can call in D.C. the 202 number 456.
Yeah.
And they really don't do their job. You know what I mean? It's because you gotta cover people. I used to work at the VA.
Oh.
I'm not gonna let you get me fired.
Yeah.
Cause then it might be my turn, so I need you to help me too. It's the blue line, like in the police department. I'm gonna make sure I look out for you. You look out for me.
Yeah.
So it's hard to break that code of silence, to abuses. But now, thank God, online they have 50 attorney generals from every state joining a lawsuit to help veterans because they was getting mistreated by the VA. At the U.S. Court of Appeals for Veterans Claims, there's a lawsuit pending right now. All 50 states have joined together to help veterans.
Okay.
Yeah, but I did the lawsuit first. I'm like, well, I just wrote the same thing in a lawsuit like last year. I think when I was Rebecca, probably around last June. And my case is at the same court that they're at. So it's kind of, it's kind of good that you can see it is a problem. I don't know if it's the bureaucracy, it's too many people. They got too many layers. The stove stopped thinking. They only think one way. They only think vertical instead of horizontal. You know what I mean? So you can only go up the line.
Uh-huh.
You can't go across, so you can actually see what's going on to address it. Why I see on this side, on this plane. It's straight up. By the time you get to the top, you don't forgot your problem or you dead. Like I say, working at the VA and I've been doing this like 46 years with the VA. To fight for benefits that you shouldn't have to fight for. That is a trigger. Why would I have to fight for something that I was willing to die for?
It just doesn't make any sense. You're right. It just
That's-
doesn't. I know they're dealing with. I can only imagine if you think about it, the numbers.
Yeah.
It's a numbers thing. Like there's just so many veterans. How do they? The volume is, I would imagine, the issue.
You know what?
Think about it.
Miss Valerie, I worked at, like I used to work at the VA. When we do funeral homes in Florida, my mother started 3 funeral homes. You get a volume of people coming to the funeral home. Each person has to be treated individually according to whatever need they present to you. The same thing in the funeral business. At the VA, what they would do is like a turnstile. You come in, they push out, get you in, push you out, because they're trying to do the volume. But the people who are actually doing the cases are not mainly veterans. They are people who have no clue whatsoever, which I think would make a difference if you did have veterans. The recent DOJE, they got rid of a couple of people who worked at the VA who was veterans. So now they're complaining about it. They're trying to hire these people. The ones who would have compassion, who would have the empathy, the sympathy, need to occupy those positions. It's not hard to take care of veterans once they come in. But when I used to see them, they come through, you do what you got to do, you refer them to whoever, and if you have a clog in the pipe,
Yeah.
you make sure you check on that. Why is that clog there for this person who's been here? I just got a letter. Your case you submitted 5 years ago, we just made a decision on it. 5 years when the law says 176 days.
Oh my God. Well, then how come they're not getting lawsuits all the time?
They do, but they try to keep them hid and stuff like that.
How can they do it? If you have an outside lawyer.
Most of
doing
the lawyers have no No, not saying
You
all
get a
lawyers.
subpoena or you get something in the mail, you gotta do it.
Okay. I have on my desk right now, I got files this much from the military. It shows, I used to keep a diary always, and it shows how you go to get help from someone. Most lawyers who do it, they're only doing it for a percentage. It's called Equal Assessment under the Judicial Act, EAJA. They get paid so much money for just one case. So they're looking at volumes. Volume makes you profit.
Okay.
But you have to really be more concerned about if you're doing what's best for the veteran.
Right.
Not to get the check. So
right.
a lot of these lawyers, they will settle with the court just to make this case go away.
Okay.
You know, and that's one of my whys. I don't want to just settle with you. I want to make sure this man, his wife, and his children are taken care of.
Okay.
It's a difference. So I get stuff all the time, pro bono consortium. One of them, they'll take your case, look at it, and you'll be there for 2 years. I mean, where's my case? But we still wait. No, they have a law that says if they don't respond within 30 days, your case is for motion for summary judgment should be granted. So why would I have to fight you by something that the law says that pertains to me? So that it looks simple on the outside, but inside the intricacies of that judicial system, that legal system, is so flawed, and they put their hand on the scale against the veteran. So you got a preponderance of proof that's on your side, but when they put their hand on the scale, you appear now instead of even. Your case could win, but you don't win because you don't know the law.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse, they say, but if you don't know.
Lawyer, which I understand
But when you
saying.
get a lawyer, they have to be for you,
Yeah, I got
not
it.
just taking it for the value or the profit.
Yeah.
So I do my own cases,
Right.
and I've been successful. So I mean, but then they always the court try to get you to take a lawyer,
Yeah.
which is illegal, because if you get a lawyer, you won't expose a lot of things. My case been going on since 1979. I got 2 presidentials. President Bush, the son, gave me a letter saying, pay this man. When did President Bush get out of office? Years ago. I still haven't got paid from a letter that he gave me. I got another one from President Clinton. I got the court, and then the court just sent me a letter. The U.S. Court of Appeals basically claimed, you waited too late to ask for your money. Why have to ask for my money when I got an order saying pay me? It doesn't make sense. That's a trick.
No, it doesn't make sense.
How does it make sense? I mean, I don't understand. So
No.
make it make sense to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you something else. When you're at home or at wherever, is there anything else that triggers you with flashbacks or intrusive memories? Or is it just random?
I don't know. It just sometimes come up. You think about it, and you sit down, take a break, and I might hear something. I might read something. Like right now, I'm reading DSM-5, the one in 2013, and it talks about veterans. That's my assignment. I have a.
The DSM's talking about veterans?
Yeah, it's talking about how counselors talk to veterans who haven't been in the military, but yet they're talking to veterans who might have seen somebody die in combat.
Okay.
I have to write about that. That brings up memories for me. So I had to explain to my teacher this morning that a lot of things that we're doing in this book, I have to stop for a while. So give me a little time. You know, a guy, and they talk about people that died in people's arms. That's my friend died in my arms. So that, but I have to do the school. So, and I'm like, so when I come to talk, I appreciate it. So I went to church yesterday so I could talk to other people. I could de-escalate, talk to people. But everything I do in school has to be done by Thursday. Today is Monday. So I have to go through this book and read about DSM, the one for 2013, about how they treated veterans. It was called.
First of all, why are y'all doing DSM 2013?
No, it's in my class. It's crisis. It's psychological first aid.
Okay.
You have to write papers on this.
Right.
1,500 words, in-text, turban. So, and it brings up stuff. And then, like I say, I don't really listen to the news too much. I like to listen to music, classical music or something like that to keep me down. But a lot of times, sometimes, you just wake up. I get up usually 1 o'clock in the morning, 3, every day. And
just because your brain just wakes up.
Yeah, or I have a deep sleep or think about something, I'm a bit more.
So it's sort of random? Those aren't random, the DSM one.
What's that? No, that's school. I was just giving an example of what's pushing me now.
I'm talking about the random ones. When and how?
really don't try to pay attention to it. It comes, it goes. You know, I've been doing this for 50 years. Yes, I could see something. I really don't try to keep a diary anymore about that. I just come, you know.
And what do you do to have it? What do you do when the memory comes with it? And is it just, it's different ones, right?
Well, mainly the one is the one about Hubbard, the one here in Virginia. That's the main one. Then Sergeant Kim.
That's the one with the thing?
Got shot.
The one that.
The one got shot on the truck by
Yeah.
50 caliber. Sergeant Kenworthy. You know, just.
That's the main one.
Yeah. Then his incident give flashes of other ones. You know, like Sergeant Kenworthy going straight to the ground, bandit check, jumping out of the plane. You know, I had 2 people die. Yeah,
Okay.
bandit check, salt and pepper. Guy had the white guy with the black hair with gray all mixed into it, going straight to the ground, dying, and Fort Benning, stuff like that. It comes. It just. I try not to focus. That's why I try to go to school and read. Does it make sense? It just, it come and go, you know.
Yeah. And do you, is it, how do I say this? Is there any way in which, in some weird way, that because it's happened for a long time, is it just, does it, like, is it just like, oh, shoot, there it is again, and you're like, ah, or is it more, like, oh, is it, not that it's less disturbing, but is it somehow less disturbing because it's happened for so long? So you're just used to it? Yes, kinda.
I had to read about that too last week. Now
Yeah,
I thought
kinda.
about it. That's one good thing about the course to read. It's sometimes it's milder than other times.
Okay.
You know, does that make sense?
It's not as intense, yeah. Do you ever lose time? Because you're in a memory or anything like that? Like you just realize, whoa, where'd that half hour go? Or something like that?
That's why I'm here for EDMR. Remember, I told you I could remember from the time he died. Right, that's why I'm here now, because I can't remember. Sometimes, I think about it, and I really don't have clocks in my house for a reason. I don't need a clock. Why do I need a clock? I don't have to get up to go anywhere except to come to school. And I'm always up early in the morning. I don't wake up to an alarm clock. It just, time has no relevance in my house. Outside of my house, it does. That was one of the things I got a long time ago. Don't have no clocks, look at no clock.
Yeah.
Cause in the military, you are always on the clock. You can't be late going here. You got to be here at this time. You got PT at 3 in the morning. You got to jump at 5 in the morning. You got to be here. So I don't have a clock that I can actually see.
Yeah.
Only clocks I had was in my kids' room so they could wake up on their own.
Yeah.
And since they're not there, I don't need a clock. So if you say time, I try not to look at time, except for being on my appointment to see you.
Okay. But you don't notice, so you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
It's the reason for that.
Right. You mentioned last time or the time before or both about wanting to remember. Remember we talked about this last time about you wanting to know that block of time. And I don't know if you remember what we said.
You said you was gonna work it out and I was gonna find out.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm just making sure.
No.
Right.
I said, why do you want to know so bad?
I just want to know. I do.
Yeah.
I want to know if I was mainly a good person, as my parents were. I'm just saying, just me. I just want to know exactly what happened because I read about this in the book is called, I think her name is KGATLE, psychiatrist. The book I'm doing now for a peer-reviewed scholarly research paper. She wrote that sometimes when you have a trauma and you're young, 17 to 24, it imprints on your brain. But like you were saying, your mind tries to forget that.
That's right.
And you might not never remember. I was like, yeah, right, sure, I'm going to remember this. And I just tried it. And I can't. I just want to, to me, it's just something that I would like to know exactly what transpired, because I think I'm pretty good at remembering.
Yeah.
But if you get 12 times 12 is 144, 169, 39, I can do this. That is one thing. It's like something is sticking me in my side and twisting. But I just would like to know, because see, I can't remember. All I remember was them putting his body on the cart, the sled we called it. They put the body, the remains. And from then on, I don't remember nothing else. But I was there. It's like an out of body experience. I was moved. My body was there, but I was in there.
Yeah. Right.
And I never in my life experienced anything like that. My mother died. My father died. I can remember all this. My sister died. My two sisters, my niece. But it just, that is one thing. And then I might be wrong, but what I read was that time. I just would like to know. I wanted to read them because when I did it before previously with Colonel Platt, it brought back something to me, but I can't remember what it was that really made me shut down. And I would really like to finish that. It's unfinished business. To me.
But we talked about what if your brain, our brains, have an incredible mechanism for protecting us.
Yes. And I read that this weekend. I was like, Miss Valerie just told me this. And I read the same thing. Her name is KGATLE.
It's true.
Right. And I was like, but
it's fascinating.
What was it that my brain would want to protect me from?
Or wait a minute, there's another explanation. Okay. I mean, if somebody's in a really bad car wreck, it's just because it's so daggone scary.
Right.
Just freaking scary to be flipped in a car, right? So the people, they just check out. Okay? Or they don't try to, but the brain is incredible. So why are we? It's almost like nature. Nature has
off and on
whatever
switch.
has put this little mechanism in there that protects us, but it also, I guess that's the best word. But it just that's what it does. I mean, you're trying to. I'm not saying that maybe that you'll remember. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But what I do know is if are we going to fight nature to the point of, I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I hear that you want to know, but my hunch, you could probably guess, and I bet you'd be right. I bet you anything.
But I can't.
If you guessed, you probably didn't do a whole lot except just sit there in shock and just walk along with that. Whatever somebody told you to go, you walked over there, and they walked over there, and you got in the car. Whatever happened.
I don't think I'm not a person that gets shocked. I had a psychiatrist in the military. No, I understand.
It's biology.
My psychiatrist in the military, when I had to go to sniper school, they ask you all these questions, and he talked. You got to go see two of these guys, and they sit down. And my friend Freddie Du Bois, DUBOIS, the white guy from Louisiana, we went there for my recon platoon to become the snipers for our platoon. And they asked me some questions, and one of the questions was, you're looking through your scope, 3x9 scope. You got an M14 3x9 scope, glass pack. You look on the building. You was given an order to protect the president, and the person you look through your scoop is your brother. Would you pull the trigger? They don't give you a chance to think about it. I said yes, I would pull the trigger. I'd rather shoot my brother than somebody else shoot. That was my reasoning. The boys, he said, I would blow his beep 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 beep. They denied him from the program. But they let me get in because his delivery and tone about
was a bit aggressive.
So, but he said I had.
Thoughtful about it.
Right.
Impulsive.
But I was going to shoot him here to hit the nerve so he couldn't pull the trigger. That was my thought process. Quick. So when something happened like shock, I'm like, I've never been in shock. I've seen people die all around me all the time, get blown up. A grenade was here, and the guy dropped the grenade right there. Another guy, Thompson, picked it up and threw it. It blew up. Thompson got up and went to beating on the guy who was an officer, got kicked out the military. But he saved the platoon. And you kick this man out the military.
Oh my God.
So when you say the shock made me, I don't think it might have been shock. I wonder, was it rage or was it any other emotion? Was it See, but it's unfinished business for me. I just would like to know. And maybe to help me with my relationships.
With what?
I, my reading, it gave me the thought, maybe it'll help you in your relationships, because I'm by myself. I'm not really, I had a marriage. It didn't work out. It wasn't because I have some unfinished business in me that I need to address. Maybe I need to, sometimes we carry emotional baggage to the next relationship.
Sure.
I just want to be purged. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here to see. You're going to purge me, Miss Valerie. Whether you want to or not. Okay, we good.
I just don't, I don't know that the part that you don't remember is, I don't know what's gonna happen, to be quite honest. I
Let's
really
find
don't.
out.
You know what I mean? Okay, but I'm just saying, I guess what's the word? Not trust, but maybe it's trust. I can't even know the word. Like trust that if I'm not gonna know, I'm not gonna know.
It's all right. If I don't know, it's all right. At least I tried. You know,
Okay.
I'll read again too, do my homework.
To me, there's more important things than, because I think you just kind of walked around, did whatever they said. You just kind of went.
Oh.
I think we could, it's kind of like when you drive and you don't know how you get there, like, oh my gosh, I barely remember.
Yeah, that's when I was drinking. That's when I was drinking heavy. But, I'm good.
Well, but no, I'm talking about when people just,
I know.
they just think about their grocery list.
Because something else, right.
Something else, and they go, I barely remember getting here. The brain can do that. It can go on autopilot while you're thinking about something else. It can go. You are on autopilot. That's all it was.
I think is that it's called Cengage for school. That program covered a chapter, but it was like different sections. I think I had to read 13 sections, which is like maybe that long, maybe 60 or 72 lines, I believe, in each one of those sections about the mind, how does it work. So I'm reading the same thing we were talking about. And I'm like, but why the mind protects you? It said that part, and it says something about it talked about EMDR. It talked about other cognitive behavior therapies, which I got to know for chess and CBT, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Make sure I got it right. And it had different things to do. And we got the EDMR, it said there's some EMTR,
yeah.
rapid eye movement. And it took me back I went all the way back to when I was sitting in Colonel Fadden's office over there on Cimarron Boulevard with the lights. It was like lasers to me.
Well, that was just, okay.
Right, it was like the light. I went to that room and I remember this. And I remember, he had a saxophone, alto sax, he played sax and all. And I couldn't finish. And I asked myself this question: are you gonna let yourself? Yeah, I want to finish. And then it said, the second line I read in the paragraph was, people who have this trauma or PTSD, which they misdiagnosed because the VA thought it was something, they get re-injured by going to the VA. You might not remember because they don't understand what it is until 2000, something like this. If you remember, they say some people lay on the floor, some people, they gave examples about what it did to certain people. EDMR, some people couldn't handle it, they was back in the moment, but I'm ready for this. And they do dangerous activities. I skydive, scuba dive. I take out the regulator 100 feet down below water, put it back in and breathe. If you get that wrong, you're gonna die. But I do stuff like that. Is that a reason I'm doing that?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I read in the book. They say they do dangerous activities. I skydive all the time.
I don't know. I think you had for whatever reason, you had an interest in it. From the minute you said you were hooked.
Right, 17, right.
I mean, for whatever reason.
So I'm good on that part.
Some people aren't. I don't know. And then you just once you do something like skydiving, not a lot else is going to bother you probably.
Okay.
I would think. Like once you've skydived, I would think going underwater may not be a big deal.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Everything else after that is kind of, because that's a huge body rush.
Skydiving?
I would imagine.
Oh, it's great. You don't skydive?
No. But that's still a body rush, right? I mean, it's a different adrenaline rush, I'm sure, especially the first, second time.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, you once you've done a really hard thing, then you can do other things.
Okay.
And some people are just, I think they're just more able to do it for whatever reason. I wouldn't try to get too deep into that and why you did it and nobody else.
Yeah, I'm just reading because I'm doing a paper, and
Yeah.
and
I
you,
mean, I don't know why. I don't think.
I'm quoting you in my paper. That's what I'm asking.
I don't know if I would know a reason why. Now, I will say that, let's see, it's interesting to me, I used to see kids for a long time, and a lot of them liked, they had trauma, and they liked horror movies. That always.
I read that too.
I don't know if that's adrenaline rush. That's a intensity that they can put that intense feeling translated into a horror film that they had with trauma. You know, it's hard to say, but I noticed that a lot. I thought, man, of all kids that.
Needlegrass. Yeah, that was another. Yeah.
Do I know?
The other artist was Needlegrass. I'm reading about another author about trauma, adolescence. That was the last 10 pages.
Right.
What you were saying.
Well, listen, I want to do a little bit more what we call resource installation, which basically means that we're getting you prepared to do it so that basically, if you do get upset, whatever, that you can go to one of these things and really bodily feel calmed down. So in other words, I'm installing a couple of things for you to do, but I'm helping you, hopefully, your brain go, oh yeah, this is where we go and we chill. Okay? You know what I'm saying?
You pre-programming.
Well, I'm just letting the brain recognize, oh, I'm going to my happy place now.
Right.
My safe place now. My calm place. That we call it calm place. And I'm trying to remember. Okay, so in other words, we're just kind of getting the mode so that when you are, if you get into a really big activated place and we take a little bit of a break and say, okay, like sometimes we might not take a break depending on if it's, some people just, it's distressing and it's upsetting, and so that doesn't mean we're going to stop necessarily. It depends on our judgment, both our judgment, okay? So, if you get really distressed, then we're going to take a little bit of a break. But a lot of times you kind of, it's okay to be distressed because that's a tool. Of course, you're going to be, a little bit just like, But this is where I want the brain to recognize that this is where we chill. This is where we calm. Right now, I just calm. I go right there. Okay, so that you can be. Remember, I don't know if I told you, but it's kind of like having most of your body in the room.
Okay.
Like one foot's in and one foot's out. So one foot's with me, and the other foot is in the memory.
Okay.
What I like to say is, that's how they say one foot in, one foot out. I like to say most of our whole body is in the room, and our foot and leg are in the. Mostly our foot is in the past. Does that make sense? So it keeps you present.
Yeah. In the moment.
In the moment, yes. One foot. And also the second thing is we're just watching. We're just watching, like
you said
the train or the movie theater.
Right.
And to make it so we know it's in the past, it's over, it's done. You're sitting in the way back. It's far away from you. It's in black and white because it's old. It's old memory. We're just watching it.
8mm reel.
Huh?
Okay. 8mm reel. Right. The projector.
So those are the kind of points we got to remember, is that we're all this is here. We're just taking a foot in the past to just watch it, and that's all we're doing. We're just watching it. That's it. We're just noticing what it was. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. I read about this.
What'd you read?
What you just told me. That's my book.
Which book?
Senge's 5 authors was talking about going to the past, but remember, so you can get into the moment. And what you're telling me, I just read this week.
This is more of an EMDR thing.
Right. I remember I got it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's just a mentality of we're in the room. And we're just putting
we're doing an analysis of what happened instead of actually living into it.
So we just have to make sure we're here and that we're just watching. We never want to get into the memory necessarily. Does that make sense? You're just watching like a bad movie, right?
Yeah.
You've gotten very calm on me.
No, I'm listening to what you're saying. It's reinforcing my.
Okay. So so that's what I think we have to do. The preparation is is just remembering that we're in the room, we're just watching a bad movie, kind of.
Okay.
And, you know, from a distance, and it's old and all that stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Whereas if people don't talk about this for a while and get you kind of psyched in, not psyched up, but you know what I mean, kind of making sure we remember this is the preparation, so that you just jump right into it and you don't have any kind of conversation like we're having. You know what I'm saying? We want to look at what could happen. Probably won't, but you know, we have to prepare like this. We have to say, okay, let's think of it like this. And if people just start doing it, that's not good. And that's why I'm taking a couple of sessions to talk this through. Look, I want to make sure the triggers are. I want to make sure, and that just we're talking like this, and how you're.
So my safe place, common place. That was my mother in the scriptures. Okay.
Well, you mentioned prayer rooms where you said your safe place was. Okay, so what I want us to do. So if we are in the moment and you're watching some difficult stuff, remember, I'm picturing it. I don't know how you're picturing it. But I'm picturing the back of the theater. Nobody's there. And it's just this screen, you know, it's pretty far. I can still see stuff, but it's far and it's black and white.
Okay.
That really puts us away from it.
A safe distance.
In the moment, in the moment of not being there. I'm sorry, in the current day, 2025, sitting in a movie theater with it small, and because you know, I'm not squinting, I can see it, but it's pretty far away. And it's a smaller screen because I'm far away, and it's black and white. Which tells me, where are you?
No, I'm listening to what you're saying, so I'm getting this.
Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the mentality versus, okay, it's black, it's in color, and I'm right in the front row? No. No, we're not doing that. We're not going to be in the front row watching a color film. That's a little too real. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
We're far in the back in the theater. Oh, you wanted the train. 99% of the people went to theater. Sorry. Crap. All right.
Yeah, the train, see little small towns going by.
Okay,
you know,
all right.
cows.
That's how you went. Okay, that's fine. And
Right.
okay, then let's do that. I'm sorry. So that's okay. What we're going to do there is, again, black and white. That tells you it's from the past. Got me?
All right.
You can picture almost the window.
Amtrak.
Okay. And the stuff can still be away from you. And you're still watching it from afar, from a distance. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Instead of being an active participant, I'm just an observer.
That's it. We're just noticing. We're just noticing. That's it. We're just noticing. That's it. In fact, we're just noticing a bit. Yeah, it's just a bad, I don't want to say movie because you're not doing a movie, but it's just some yucky scenery that's going by.
Okay.
Going by. Little, okay. A distance from the window. Not only you're on the inside of the train with that barrier, but you also it's just a little farther away. It's not like right next to you. It's a little farther away. Does that make sense?
Yeah, down the road.
Well, it's just you know, it's like instead of that tree.
Is that building over there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was visualizing.
Something like that.
All right.
Okay.
Instead of me being.
All right, so that's what I mean. So, and it's not even like we're on the train here. When I talk about our being here with our foot out in the past, and most of us being here, I'm in this office. So even though you're kind of visualizing on, like you're on a train with it going by, you're still here in the office with me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want you to go to your prayer room. How are we doing? Good. Okay. I want you to go to your prayer room. Okay. And I just want you to. What I want you to do is are you there? Okay,
yes,
I want you to be there, and I want you to be there, notice it, feel whatever you feel, which you said is really calming. You with me?
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
All right. So just go to the prayer room, and I want you to feel yourself calm. How are you feeling right this moment?
I got a little.
I know. See,
Yeah.
that tells me that we need more work on the installation.
No, I was thinking when I was looking outside, you know, like same trees, you know.
No, you're getting active because we're talking about doing this.
No, I'm like I'm ready. I'm like trying to make sure I'm breathing.
Okay, but I want you to make sure that you can get yourself. This is all about you getting yourself. I mean, I'm here, but it's all really about you getting yourself regulated.
Yes,
so
sir.
that I'm going to be here, but you're going to take yourself to the prayer room. You're going to make sure you see whatever you look around and see, and you're going to be there, and then you're going to feel that calming thing.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So take yourself to the prayer room. And I want you to calm yourself down there, okay? Notice what's there and notice yourself calming. What'd you get there? Tell me what happened.
My prayer room?
Mm-hmm.
I was just sitting down saying scripture from Genesis to Revelation and trying to get 50, and I think I got maybe 5, 6
5, 6 what?
scriptures. You know.
Oh, you were just thinking of them?
While I'm praying, I'm saying a prayer.
Okay.
And
Now, is it calming you to do that?
yes, it is.
Okay.
I saw God the
Did you-
Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit.
Okay. And how you feeling right this moment? Now you've come to that moment in the prayer room.
I feel okay.
Okay.
You know.
So like I said, the key is being able to self-regulate.
Right.
Okay.
Physiology.
What?
I couldn't say the word right. Physiology. My body breathing normal. My blood pressure's down. I'm not having rapid eye movement. I'm just calm. I'm just. You know.
The other thing I was going to ask you is, there's the other couple of things you mentioned before, and maybe today, about a couple of other instances that are not quite as
intrusive as.
Yes, the guys that jumped and died. That's I just sometimes I'll do a smaller one. I hate to say it like that, but a lesser
intrusive,
intensive one than the big one that you want to have done to kind of get you, I don't know, just like a little less about it, and that you get comfortable.
Build up to it.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll do that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what other people do, but that's what I like to do.
No, I mean, so, that's why you got a diploma. I mean,
no, well, no, listen, people that, anyway, that's just my preference. I think people can feel the more comfortable people can feel with the, it's funny, I had this Haven that saw the girl a few weeks ago, and it was okay, whatever, she really liked it, but we still gotta do something else, and us talking about actually doing it got her all activated. It was like, wow, she really wants to do it, but then she's like, I don't know about next time. I said, we're not going to do it next time. You're too. It was a one incident thing.
I'm gonna take your recommendations on what I need to do to get this done.
Yeah. So what I think we would do is maybe find something that we can do next week.
That's
that
fine.
Would be like 0 to 10, where 10's the worst. It's like a 4 or 5.
Okay.
6?
Right.
I mean, the one we're talking about is like a 10. So
the
we
deaf,
need like a 5 or 6. What?
Yeah, the deafs.
Does that make sense?
Right.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Well, I'll see you next week, Ms. Valerie. You enjoy yourself.
You went well.
And thank you for your service. And I make sure I put you in my book and write it.
Take care.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye.
So same time, 8 o'clock.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Yep, bye.
Want me to close the door?
Yeah, you can. You can leave it.
All right.
Thanks.